All righty, everybody should be joining us. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Life Reawakened show. So happy to have you here on this very special Monday with a very special person. We're here with Tanja James. Tanja, say hello so everyone can see
Hello,
you.
everyone. Hi. Thank you, Gretchen, for having me. So excited to be here.
So excited to have you here. Guys, this was the fastest we've ever put together a call. Like on Friday, we kind of like are like Tanya and I, we have to have this information out. We got to get this out. And I'm like, well, I don't have a live call on Monday. Maybe we can do it then. And so we like really just kind of put this together really quickly for you guys because it's so important, this information that Tanya's sharing today we really didn't want to wait. So I'm excited for all of you to kind of learn about this, to dive in, to connect with Tanya if you don't know her. So it'll be a lot of fun. And a perfect week for it, gratitude week. So it's really a great week to have Tanya here. So I see a lot of you with hands raised already. We're going to be doing timeline-ancestral abundance scans. So I can see that hands are raised for those. If you don't know how to raise your hand, we will only do them via hand raise. So hit the react button and raise your hand that way. All right, guys. So I don't really want to mess around too much. I want to dive right into this topic. So I want to introduce you to Tanya because some of you might not know her. She hasn't been on the show in a while. But Tanja James is a cosmic alchemist and spiritual advisor. She's a globally celebrated spiritual advisor, ascension guide, and speaker dedicated to empowering individuals to release ancestral trauma, heal soul imprints, and activate their divine DNA. With her guidance, clients in over 40 countries have awakened to their true purpose, clearing blocks to abundance and embracing joy on their ascension path. As a featured expert on the Life Reawakened show, Tanya brings her profound wisdom and transformative tools to support spiritual renewal, offering a gateway to deeper clarity, connection, and light-filled expansion. And today, Tanya is joining us to talk about timeline ancestral clearing. Harness the quantum cords of light to clear and neutralize deep karmic patterns across all timelines and in all physical lifetimes your soul has experienced throughout history. So, Tanya, officially welcome to the call today.
Hello. Hello again.
So excited. Look at that beautiful background. It just looks so nice and sunny. I'm like all bundled up. It's cold here in PA. It's sunny though, so I'll take it.
I'm down in Mexico and I've been here for the last 3 months and it was a really great way to slow time down. You're on mañana time down here, and the last 3 months have literally felt like a couple of years. But the timeline work I've done down here, I mean, it's like getting your Jedi Knight training PhD.
So I'm sure it's up leveled what you do and what you put out there for the world. I would imagine.
It's been unbelievable. Like I'm like speechless about some of the things I've experienced and the expansion of certain gifts in ways that I'm just astounded by, honestly. People will
That's
feel, I mean, everybody will feel it today on the call, just the bigness of the energy that's coming in.
That's very cool. And
Yeah.
so I want to talk a little bit about this because you talk in particular about timelines. You talk a lot about timeline. And in fact, like the ancestral piece, because we hear a lot about timelines, but not necessarily this piece that kind of goes together. So I would like to start there and why it's important and how it's affecting us in our lives now.
So I'll kind of share from my own personal experience the families that I was born into, both lines. One, my history with that line goes back probably 50 generations to Vikings, and they were not pleasant timelines. So we were actually kind of hijacked to be born again in that particular line over and over and over and over and over again. And part of, I like to say our higher selves were very ambitious in this lifetime. Many of us, starseeds, light workers, multidimensionals, sensitives, came in very specifically during a Kali Yuga period to help facilitate our own Kali Yugas and close out some very old cycles of time. And so, so his line specifically has been, very interesting for me to collapse and reclaim all my parts from all of those lifetimes being in that line, and also turn in my resignation papers. Like, nope, I'm not participating in this old world shenanigan, matrixy, loop any longer. Not that there's not healed ancestors in there are, but in his line specifically, there are more unhealed ancestors than healed ancestors. So what happens is that we can carry the imprints of those unhealed ancestors who can kind of hitchhike in our energy or throw banana peels on our path because they are not on board with humanity ascending, because they haven't gone to the light and they haven't returned to the love that they are. And so it's not our job to carry our unhealed ancestors. So we can ask our healed ancestors to come in, take over on our behalf, knowing that just by us doing us, we are helping everyone in our ancestral lineage going backward and forward without having to carry unnecessary weight with us as we're moving forward.
That makes a lot of sense. So how does it affect us now when we're carrying that weight? What kind of stuff shows up for us?
So think of patterns that are reoccurring in your life. So they could be relationship patterns, they could be financial patterns, they could be, times of having, almost like things are going great and all of a sudden there's this, rug getting pulled out and now we're hitting a reset button again and again and again and again. So it's kind of like no matter what we, do, quote unquote, to stop these cycles, somehow they're on like a loop. It's almost like they're on a time loop. And that's kind of the way that I see it showing up the most, is just in these stubborn reoccurring themes and cycles that no matter what just seem to keep happening like on clockwork.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. And even so a lot of us here have cleared, like, or feel like we've cleared a lot of blocks and those kind of things. So is it
Mhm.
different than that?
Yeah, because it's almost like no matter how much inner work we're doing, and we are doing the work, we are creating those inner, foundations of self-love and self-acceptance and, doing the work, facing the shadow, integrating the shadow. So it's almost like the results just don't seem okay. I've been, you can look at, okay, I've been working on this, for instance, for me, like inner child things since the early 2000s, late 90s. And it's like, I know I have done absolutely everything that I can think of for my inner child. And yet there's something still there that isn't coming forward and fully integrating. And like for me, the part of the reason I'm even here is because of certain timelines that happened in past lives on this land.
Oh,
And I have done some inner child reclamation processes in the last couple of months that have been so profound because I'm on land where these timeline things happened.
yeah.
Um, and so, and how would we know that this particular thing that just hasn't shifted or moved, is lodged in something that happened 15,000 years ago? We wouldn't know that consciously, right?
Yes, makes perfect sense. And to me, it's kind of like, it feels like one of those things that it's like, really, this is showing up again. Like, I thought I
Yeah.
was done with this. I thought, like, really,
Yeah.
so
And
it makes
time and healing isn't linear. We know
right.
that. Our human brains want it to be because, in the construct of this world, it's like A to B to C, we want it to be linear. There is a cyclical, cycles with healing where, things will, oh, I thought I dealt with that, but it will loop back around, and everything has healing in it. So when we can kind of find the grace of that, when a cycle loops back around without judging it or without having a lot of intensity around, or not intensity, wrong word, a lot of assigning undue meaning to it, and just being able to be in divine neutrality looking at it. Oh, this is interesting. This loop backed around. There's healing in this. Let me, it's like jump in, grab the gold, and jump out without having to stay in that place longer than necessary.
Makes perfect sense. Pat 1111. So I'm assuming that, yes, as she was talking about that, that was a very important layer. As Marianne said, a very important information that we all needed to hear. So that makes a lot of sense. So, because I think one of the hardest things to do is the neutrality piece, like looking at it like really like, and not getting down and not getting frustrated and not, because
Yeah.
it is a new layer, like where it's just scratching, you scratch the surface, you work on that piece is healed, but this ancestral, these timelines feels like the deepest part, like the deepest work, like because it's years and years and years and years, like we're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah. And when we find the root of 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 it, I call it the tap root. And so all of the timeline work is to excavate and heal that taproot. So all of the patterns that that taproot is holding knock down with it. And that's what the quantum cords do, is they look for the taproot to kind of vacuum that taproot out. Now, sometimes if we're not ready to, on some level, right, to excavate that taproot, then we're kind of circling around it, finding the spot that you can go in and then be able to pull it. So, I know in my own healing process, I've circled around a couple of tap roots for a long time before I was finally able to find that little spot. Oh, there it is. That's how I can get in to this
Oh,
quote unquote like safe or bank law, bank vault or whatever, and be able to pull that tap root out. I mean, we're meant to live meaningful, joyful lives. We're meant to be dancing in the magic. And the interferences I think that you guys were working on last week, that
yes.
counter opposition is like, oh, we don't want humanity to reclaim this planet in love and freedom and sovereignty and equality and peace, right? So
Right.
the counter opposition to that has been so ramped up that one of the best ways that we can you know avoid that is by staying in as much joy, staying in as much neutrality as possible. So we're not getting pulled down by some of that interference that's just been absolutely bombarding us, especially sensitives, who do feel energy as intensely as most of us in these spaces and in this community do.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So a lot of things have been popping in my head. One, before I go into those, you talked about the cords of light. So I
Mhm.
don't think a lot of people know what that is. Can you explain exactly what that is and what they do?
Yeah, so back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019, I was giving a session to a client, and this whole process just downloaded in. And I created a modality out of it because it was so profound. And basically, when we were in a shared, it's fun to astral travel with your clients. So we were in this kind of shared astral travel space in meditation together, and we both saw together this huge light cord drop in. So it was probably about this size. It was translucent and fully alive inside. It was like I could see the plasma, I could see helixes swirling, I could see like nebulae in part of it. It literally looked like a universe inside of this cord
Very
or
cool.
tube. And what they had me do was my, client in this here and now moment was holding one end of the cord. Her higher self came in and stepped into a gateway with the other end of a cord and went back to her soul at its conception, at her soul birth. So
Mhm.
we saw her holding one end, her higher self was holding the other end, and then every timeline she's ever had past, present, and future, because the time and space continuum is very specific to Earth, right? So every physical reality that was able to come forward, and we can get to that on why aspects might not come forward, but so every single aspect came in and held the cord. And literally, they showed it to me as wrapping around Jupiter a couple of times. That's how, if our linear mind, look at how long this cord was. And literally, we saw millions of timelines come in and hold this cord of light together, all aspects. And then they just said, okay, all the density, all the quote unquote karma, all of the heaviness, all of the loop cycles, all of the ancestral pieces. We're just going to invite everything that these aspects are holding into the cord. So we saw all this heavy energy, kind of sludgy energy, just start filling up the cord, to the point where it started about this size. It grew to miles long of just filled with sludge. And then once it was filled up and everything that could be released for the ultimate highest and best good in that moment was in the cord, then the transmutation phases started. So first they transmuted it into fertilizer, and then they transmuted that fertilizer into seeds of creation. And then we snapped the cord, and those seeds of creation go into all timelines, go into family lines, ancestors going back and forward in terms of the soul constellations, healing for the entire planet on Earth. Like, these seeds were just pouring onto the planet for all humanity, to help, just in everyone's processes, that we're all going through so many similar things, not realizing it. And of course, then the seeds go into their own life, into their own spaces and places, that, the physical family we have here today too, and the things that are moving in our life. So this just whole thing just downloaded in a session, and I just was like, oh my God, I have to share this. And so I started working with putting the modality together and getting it out since 2020.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And what a beautiful representation of how you describe it. Can totally picture it. So so you talked about like, does everything that's ready to transmute, or every timeline that's ready to kind of like come together? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So, and again, just from my personal experience, I can share that, I've done cords for myself, and I'm like, okay, why? I can feel parts that aren't holding on to the cord. What's going on? And some of these parts were literally being held against their will, unfortunately, in other, think, in back in Superman, the original Superman movies, dating myself here, but where they would put the bad guys in the glass, and they
Yeah.
were like floating off into space, like literally parts that got hijacked through all sorts of kind of nefarious means, and like, nope, you can't reintegrate. So I found, I don't even know how many of those soul aspects for myself in the last 4 years since I've been working with this. Just
Wow.
since I've been in Mexico for the last 3 months, I've probably found at least 6 or 7 new aspects that I didn't even know had been floating around.
Wow.
And so it's like finding those places, clearing contracts around it, clearing inverted contracts where they actually created like inverted Akashic records for people and inverted contracts. It's wild. Like just really interesting things, and reverting that, restoring the Akashics to be pure and whole, and that anything that was created as an inversion, and think this world is very much an inversion distortion world, right? So it's like pulling all those inversions and distortions out, and then finding the places that there's this energy locked up, and saying, nope, we're freeing you, we're sending the cavalry out to get that soul aspect, and then send it to the light for full healing. And then we call all parts back to us, fully clean, cleared, and filtered, and set to the highest vibrational frequency for our ultimate highest and best good.
That's so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
I would love to hear the woman that you kind of like this downloaded with, like what has happened to her. And also like other clients in particular, like as you've worked with these chords, like what's possible? What can people expect?
Oh my gosh. So, one person in particular had been severe childhood trauma, the trauma response of a workaholic, kind of type A, building businesses and just getting out there and doing her thing. Had been in therapy for probably 30 years as a result of what had happened in childhood and wasn't getting any results. After her second session, she goes, "How did we just do 30 years of therapy? What therapy couldn't do in 2 sessions?" And I'm like, well, no, you laid the foundation,
Right.
right? Like it was ready to, when something is ready to shift, it will shift.
Hmm.
But, since that time, it's like, no more codependent relationships, no more that kind of narcissist empath loop cycle broke free for her. Just absolutely been soaring and flying with a big smile on her face. She's been traveling around the country, sold her house, got an RV, decided to digital nomad it with her son for a little while. Like they've just been absolutely, soaring
That's
as I've been kind of watching on the sidelines. And it is this power of co-creation, of being able to open doors and step through them and feel confident in making the changes that are gonna shift the quality and the meaning of your life. So that's one story that just always warms my heart to share.
that's beautiful. I love it. I love it because sometimes, no, the other question I have is, um, if you're talking like I think when you and I were chatting this weekend, you were talking about like having millions of lifetimes or having like a multitude of like to me that sounds like a lot of work. Like to get all of this time, like all of this together, all of this sludge, like is it a long process? Is it several sessions that need to happen for this? Like how does the process work with you?
So as much as can clear and one does. Your higher self is in charge.
Ah,
So your higher self, everything is filtered through the lens of your higher self, your the and the highest aspect of your higher self. So when we're doing a chord and I'm told, okay, it's full for the day, that's enough, then that's enough,
yeah.
right? So sometimes I've seen, a series of three. Where we do three chords if there's really a lot, and then
Mhm.
others I've seen, one just absolutely is like, wow, that because all of that foundational work had been done and it was
Yeah.
like just ready to go. Okay, yep, I've done that. I've already put all those years of inner reflection, of going within, of meeting the shadow, of doing the self-love and the tapping and all the tools that we have in our toolbox, right? So, when that foundation, those foundational pieces are there, a lot of times one, maybe two listens and it just, shoo. And then after that, like, I listen to one maybe once a year still.
Wow. And so
You
you
know,
say listen, what does listen mean?
when I listen to the process, so
So
the,
it's not like somebody, it's not like they're necessarily working with you one on
Mhm.
one to clear it. It's listening to a process that can clear
Yeah,
it. Is that what you're
yes,
saying?
yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. So I'll listen to one of my recordings where I do one. I'll kind of do one around my birthday every year, just kind of clear the year out and, step into the new year. And I'll just, my guides will tap me on the shoulder. Hey, listen to that activation you recorded,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
I'll experience it differently when I'm listening to it as if, while I'm channeling it, right? Because human me very much kind of sometimes sits on the shelf and all this intelligence just flows through my voice, and then I'll re-listen later and get a lot of extra insights, or it'll deepen the energy when I'll really re-listen to it myself.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Oh, Preeti says, love that story, Tanya. Gives me hope that I can finally heal completely from extreme trauma, reach my dreams to be a good contributor to society. So let's talk a little bit about that because I know a lot of us here have trauma is a big part of our current life, right?
Mhm.
So is that something like, is that something that the chords are able to really help release that piece?
Yes, trauma is very similar to grief. in the sense that it has its own hum, its own rhythm, its own dance with us. So that's like we can lose somebody and 20 years later smell a smell
Mhm.
and be in tears,
Mhm.
right? Like there's something about trauma that releases very similar to grief. And of course there is grief with trauma. So it would make sense that there is a tie there. There's when I'm working with people, I'm looking at the subconscious, unconscious, and consciousness. So we can consciously be in forgiveness of the past, not excusing it, just being in forgiveness of, okay, that happened. I found the silver linings. I made as much lemonade out of these lemons as possible. And I grew as a result. And I can forgive that part of my life and move forward. But if the subconscious or the unconscious is not on board with that, then that's where it can start getting stuck in the bones, in the blood, in the tissues, in the muscles, in the, in the patterns of, work or relationships or all of these things. It can be stuck in those places. So what the cords help do is pull that subconscious and unconscious in density from those traumas out through the power of forgiveness from that level of the Ho'oponopono perspective of just having that eagle-eyed view of forgiveness, and then
Mhm.
comforting the human part that is still processing rage or anger or frustration or extreme sorrow or heaviness or grief. So we're not bypassing the human emotions around it. We're holding those while we're also inviting that eagle eye perspective to say, guess what? It happened. I can't change the fact that that is what occurred, but I can blow it away so it's not affecting me in my here and now moment and my future here and now moments going forward.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so Bobby brought up autoimmune disease. And so I want to ask, like, when you're able to release, whether it's the present, whatever lifetime it is, are you able to, can the cords help with health issues as well?
They can help with health issues. By the time something has physically popped in the body, there's a couple of factors around that. So there can be a healing crisis loop where we have had lifetime after lifetime of lessons around that particular thing. I have that with my eyes and my ankles. So I
Oh,
had my first eye surgery when I was like 3 years old, and I have been spraining my ankles my whole life. And so there are literally timelines where I can see that these particular health challenges go way back, right? So the timeline cords help to again get to the root of the root of the root, find those original wounds on why that particular physical thing keeps looping, lifetime after lifetime. And then also in terms of what, by the time something gets physical, usually it's been in the energy field for a while. So
mhm.
I've seen spontaneous healings, absolutely, and I've also seen the gradual ones that happen over time because the body has to catch up to the energetics that you're offering it, right?
Makes sense.
So,
Well,
each individual is different in terms of giving the body the tools it needs to heal. The support I'm getting down here for my health has been incredible, and but it was finding the right support to do some of these physical pieces that I just could not find up in the States. And I found it here within a couple weeks of getting here. It was
wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like finding the different formula for your body for health things, and also just the knowing our bodies know how to heal.
Hmm.
Our bodies know how to heal. And whether we get to that 100% healing is, is individual, but not judging. Even if it gets to 95%, that's okay. Like just being in an acceptance of the body and loving the body as it is one of the best tools that we can do for physical healing, because we're not judging the body for being wrong or being a problem that we can't fix. Da 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 da. Our bodies are incredibly intelligent systems and know how to self-heal. It's giving it the environment that it needs to do so. And yes, I've seen absolute amazing spontaneous healing happen with the cords. It just is a case by case basis though.
And so my follow-up question with that, with the chords is it something like when you listen, you set an intention, like I want to work on health today, or I want to work on abundance, or I want to work on relationship, when you listen, or is it just go where it needs to go for whatever's best for you?
I'd say the first couple of ones that you do, just let it do. It's just let the magic happen.
Okay, makes sense.
There's so much going on behind the scenes that we can't see. And so just let your record keepers and let your higher self and your councils and your teams of light, we all have teams of light, let them just kind of go in and do what's meant to be done the first couple listens. Once you've gone through a couple of them, and then depending on what specific things that you want to work on, then you can listen to it again with that specific intention of, okay, now I really want to flush out this space. And just be open to, in terms of your dreams, when you're going through these, jotting messages down, noticing how you're feeling in your dreams, because the dream space can very much open. There's a lot of third eye activation and intuitive knowledge that comes forward when you're doing this work, and just having that open curiosity around it in terms of what you're being shown in your dream space, that's going to help to flush this out. It's also done as gently as possible too, so there's not a lot of kick up, and you're not trying to detox a million years worth of stuff in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's good.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that's great. All right, I have one more question I want to ask here, and then let's start doing some scans, because we got lots of people that are interested in those. But Preeti asks, when does the feeling of not feeling good enough or being so self-critical subside, so that shining our light becomes more of a gift and not a challenge?
Hmm. Hmm. So there's a commitment to being your own best friend.
Mm.
To talking to yourself as you would your children, if you're a mom, your most beloved best friend, family member, spouse. It's and apologizing for all of the times that you were mean to yourself and really meaning it. And that there is healing happening even in the suffering of self-judgment. And once that shift happens, and it's incredible, like the open heart and the heart walls come down. So when I was tuning in specifically here, there's just heart walls that are just like, just right there. And it's like through the, oh my gosh, I see these, I forgive I forgive it, and I love it. And it's safe to come home and to treat myself as the queen or king I am, and not participate in this programming of not good enough.
Mhm.
So we're breaking up with the unworthiness, undeservingness programming, putting it to bed, and committing to speaking to ourselves as we would our most cherished friends, family, people, animals, right?
Yes.
So like with clients that really struggle with self-judgment, I'm like, would you talk to your cat like that? Oh, no, I would
Sure.
never talk to my cat, right? So it's like, well, so just catch it without judgment. oh my gosh, I'm talking to myself so mean. I'm so sorry for talking to you like that. And you just kind of coach yourself, with that commitment to speaking to yourself with as much loving kindness as you can.
And then I would imagine that when you do that for yourself, then the outside world is a reflection as well. And so there's not so much judgment coming in either from the outside world.
Yeah. Yeah, because that outer judgment is many times just mirroring our own inner feelings about ourselves without us knowing it.
Yeah.
That's why triggers are such a powerful tool to be able to recognize. It's like, okay, why is that bothering me? What is that internal vibrational match that is getting mirrored here that I don't want to see, that I don't want to look at? And is it easy? No. I mean, if change was easy, we would already live in new earth,
Right.
right? People, the collective is, we're watching the collective facing its shadow for the first time. And so, a lot of these transformative change processes are uncomfortable. And, it's finding ways to make that discomfort of meeting these places and spaces that feel unworthy, that feel undeserving, that feel unloved, that feel unseen, meeting those places with as much compassion and gentleness as possible, and knowing, guess what? We all deserve magic. We all deserve to live a life of synchronicity and miracles happening, and not sweating the small stuff, and being able to feel serenity every day. Like,
Mm.
and so it's being able to be um gentle with ourselves through the healing processes and the change processes that we're asking for, because we don't want to keep doing the way that it's been. We want a new reality, and we all deserve that.
For sure. Love that. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. So I know a lot of you are here for scans and would like to talk to Tanya about, we're talking in particular about abundance and ancestral timeline. So can you talk a little bit about, Tanya, what these scans are, what they can expect when you do this?
So these are a new scan. So this kind of channeled out in the last couple days, when I tuned into the audience of what would be most helpful. I've done a few since you and I talked about it, and they've been in the thousands of timelines that are directly affecting our ability and capacity to receive external resources. So there is, again, the mirror, right? So if there are things going on in our external resources, how are our internal resources,
Mm,
right? How much self-love is here? How much self-care is here? Are we burning the candle at 20 ends? Are we stressing out and worrying? Right? So that internal landscape very much is mirrored in our external resources. So when I'm looking at the timelines, I'm going to be asking, how many timelines are directly affecting your receiving channels, i.e., your abundance channels. And the first one I did, there was like 3,500 timelines there. I'm like, oh, timeline cleanse for you. And then so I gave that person homework. Okay, if you could listen to this, and then I'll scan for it after you listen to the timeline process. And they haven't listened to it yet, so I don't have a report on that one yet.
yeah.
But so we're gonna scan for how many are there, and then I'm gonna ask for probably the most dominant one, like trying to find the taproot timeline, and we'll go into that timeline and clear it on these scans. We'll do a little clearing
Okay.
on it. Feels like everybody's going to get a mini clearing, so we'll see how many are got going on. We'll find the dominant one, and then we'll do a mini clearing on that dominant one, just to get it moving and flowing, to start moving out.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah,
Sounds
does that
great.
make sense?
I love it. Yes,
Okay,
makes
all
perfect
right,
sense.
awesome.
This is some awesomes
Awesome.
in the chat. So, all right. So first in line is Andrea.
Mm. Hi,
Mm.
Andrea.
Hello, Sudie.
I love that deck. That's one of Rebecca Campbell's decks, isn't it? The background.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I love her decks. How are you today?
Good, Sudie. Thank you.
So let's start with just, I'm open to receive.
Okay, I'm open to this.
Okay, so there's a few little things right away, just in terms of being able to scan. I want you to see this beautiful bright light from Mother Earth coming up into your feet. Like your feet are little mini portals, and there's this bright golden light coming up from the heart of Earth and just filling up your feet with pure life force energy. There you go. And I'm open to receive. Okay, so how many timelines are affecting your abundance channels? Grab it, grab it. About 7,000 timelines are affecting it. So it's 7,000, experiences where you were in some sort of physical form. This planet, lots of planets, so lots of different star systems that you've participated in. The most dominant one is about 450 human years ago here on Earth. So this was a timeline here on Earth that puts us, just coming out of the Middle Ages or in the Middle Ages. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that soul aspect from that timeline was stuck. So I'm going to have you say, I'm ready to reclaim this part in divinity.
I'm ready to reclaim this part in divinity.
And we're going to ask for that whole timeline to be set free in pure forgiveness, pure love, and pure grace from all soul aspects, to be set free to the light, and all ill intent magic done at the time of transition to be completely undone. Asking for your record keepers to assist here. Thank you, record keepers. Whoo! And we're going to call all of that part back to you now, fully clean, cleared, and filtered, and set to the highest vibrational frequency for your ultimate highest and best good. And feel this light coming back in through the crown. And it's like this really pretty, like kind of the colors were, I'm wearing, and of your picture, this like aqua aura energy coming back to the crown. And feeling that energy going down, down, down into the heart. And I reclaim my sovereignty now.
I reclaim my sovereignty now.
As a being of light and form.
As a being of light and form.
I forgive the past.
I forgive the past.
And I welcome an amazing future ahead. And
I welcome an amazing future ahead.
Beautiful. How does that feel?
Wow. It's amazing. I feel a lot of energy in my soul, like they were grounding me very strong, and in my crown too, in my heart.
Oh,
My
that's
heart is
amazing.
expanding.
That's amazing. Really and there were 4,000 timelines related to that one timeline. God. So now when I tune in on how many timelines are affecting your abundance space, that's cut in half.
Wow.
Just from that one little soul reclamation. It's amazing.
Wow, yeah, it is. Oh my God, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It was incredible. Thank you.
Awesome, Andrea. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Gretchen.
You're very welcome. That was very cool. Look how fast that was.
Yeah. The team's not messing around, man. It's like, no. And our missions on Earth are so important. Each and every one of us has such an important role to play as the way showers, as the trailblazers of love consciousness being the dominant vibration on the planet. We are all so incredibly supported in fulfilling our inner and outer purposes here on Earth. that the amount of support to, you know, close out these individual Kali Yuga cycles for us so we can be fully resourced and financed to do our outer missions. I mean, like the help pouring in for it is astounding. And it's just a matter of being able to be open to receive that support and let it drop in to the physical. And that's why it's so important to be in our bodies. Many of us, myself included, it's easy for me to live up here.
Mhm.
And I'm like, no, we gotta bring it into the physical, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yes. And that is definitely, I hear that quite often with our community. So very beautiful. All right. Next up is Al.
Hi, Al.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm from Asia, Malaysia. In fact, I'm not sure it's too far away or what for
No,
timeline therapy.
no,
Okay,
not at all. But
thank
we
you.
do want to open your feet again. So feel your feet, feel the bottoms of your feet, and allow that. We're going to do a green light coming in through your feet, just opening up to receive in this here and now moment. There you go. And how many timelines are affecting Al's abundance channels? They're grabbing it. Hold on. A lot. Over 10,000. 10, 20, over 30,000. Old soul, my friend. A very old soul. Lots of experiences. You have one to about three timelines that are kind of holding a lot of those up. And so they're going to clear all three of them. So the first one was not on Earth. The second one was not on Earth. And the third one was not on Earth. So none of those timelines are related to Earth. You don't come to Earth very often. It's been a while since you've been here. And this money stuff is like, what is this? So there's a little bit of energy around, what is this stuff? How do I work with this stuff? I don't like money. Like there's this kind of energy around, this is foreign to me. Does that make sense?
That's right.
Okay.
That's
So,
right. Lots of financial losses in in my lifestyle, in my lifetime.
okay.
Whenever the money comes in, it also flows out from
Yeah.
left to the right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no space to hold it. So those three timelines, you're consciously ready to clear them, unconsciously no, subconsciously no. So I'm just going to go a little deeper here on what's the resistance is there. So I'm willing, ready, and able to leave that. I'm willing, ready, and able to release this resistance. There you go. And asking for the teams, your record keepers in your higher self, and my teams and councils to assist Al in freeing those three timelines completely up. Feeling the Syrians coming in. The Syrians are here. They are assisting with this. So this bright blue sapphire, a lot of sapphire. So breathing sapphire in. So we're just forgiving those timelines, just forgiving the past, there's healing happening in everything, everywhere, just breathing in this sapphire blue. Healing is happening everywhere and in everything. And everything we experience, healing is happening somewhere within that. And your guides are handing you one big sapphire. It's shaped like a diamond, and it's just this big diamond shaped sapphire. And they're wanting you to receive it in your hands. Thank you for your bravery and courage in coming to Earth at this time. You no longer have to transmute the suffering of 8 billion people through your human vessel. So we're going to consciously clear all martyrdom, victim, suffering, poverty consciousness. It's living in the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious. And you've got about 12 dragons that have been with you since birth. And they're all doing cartwheels right now. And now calling that soul light back home to you now, fully clean, cleared, and filtered, and set to the highest vibrational frequency for your ultimate, highest, and best good. Breathing in that blue sapphire into the crown, all the way into your heart. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now. And go ahead and say that.
I reclaim my sovereignty in the form of light now.
Woo! All right, how does that feel?
Excellent. Excellent. I can actually feel the real diamond, the very big diamond from the top of my crown down to my palms and all that. And I'm keeping it into my heart. Yeah. So it's very good clearing. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. How many timelines are affecting your abundance streams now? From 30,000 plus down to about 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Whoa. You sound stronger, Al. How you feeling?
Yes, absolutely wonderful. Very bright light on top of my head, and it's very very powerful. It's like a lot of clearing has been done, through the old souls. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, Tanya.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Gretchen.
for being here.
Oh, the team's awesome.
Awesome. Love
Yeah.
it. Thanks, Al.
Awesome. They're
Bye.
just awesome.
I saw a couple people asking, when you work with other people, will it benefit them?
They're saying slightly,
Yeah,
but it's more because it's so specific for
personal.
each person. Yeah.
Yeah. But I did see somebody like early on in the show that they could already feel the energy from the calls.
Yes. Oh, there's
Energy
definitely
flowing.
everyone's receiving yes, everyone is receiving now for sure.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, for
All
sure.
right. Cassie, you are up next.
Thank you so much, Gretchen. And
You're
thank you
welcome.
very much, Tanja, for doing this for everybody. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So feet chakras. Open those feet. It's safe to connect to the heart of Mother Earth. Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here.
Oh, okay.
I'm going in there as you work. I'm saying what you're saying to say and all of that.
Okay. It's safe to connect to the heart of Mother Earth. So Pachamama, coming up into Cassie's feet. Thank you. I'm open to receive. Yes, there we go. Okay. How many timelines affecting Cassie's abundant streams and channels now?
I received.
About 60,000, another very old soul, all of us. This is a big theme. This feels like one of those like core wounds of this life, honestly, if you don't mind me saying. So first of all, my worthiness has nothing to do with a number sitting in an account somewhere. My worthiness has nothing to do on the material things I have or don't have. There's 3 angels coming in right away for your inner child. Your inner 4-year-old is just being completely like, just cuddled up, and I'm showing them just cuddling her and thanking her, your inner 4-year-old, for her bravery and coming to Earth. Oh, okay. And then the highest timeline is also, there's one timeline specifically here on Earth. long time ago, 1, 2, 3 ages ago. So I don't know how long ago that is, but they're saying 3 great ages ago, inner child. Okay, thank you. I'm not going to go into details of what I'm seeing there, but it's not pleasant.
I mean, it's okay. You can if you want. I don't
Well,
know if that will help me to.
okay. Just very, very hard. I mean, we're 3 ages ago, so 26,000 years per age. So it's a long, long time ago. So 75,000 years ago was the top timeline I'm seeing affecting all these other timelines. So hold on. The guides and the teams are preparing for this like grand graduation, they're calling it. And you're receiving, and you're open to receive. And I'm just seeing them placing you in this beautiful bubble of light blue, sky blue light. And they're saying it's safe to let the hope return. It's safe to allow the feeling of hope and faith to return, the childhood play and imagination, the skipping rocks on a pond, like completely carefree, you know, laying in the grass and looking at clouds and, you know, climbing trees, and they're just saying it's safe to let the hope return. And that your courageous, brave soul is has done overtime in this lifetime, and to allow the fruits of all of this effort to return to you. It's safe to receive. There we go. And that timeline is going into this pyramid of life. Like there's this inner child aspect from, you know, 75,000 plus human years ago. She's going into this this diamond rainbow plasmic pyramid that I work with as well, and in addition to the cords of light. And she's going to be in there for a couple of months, honestly, receiving healing, but all the soul aspects that can return to you now. We're going to ask all soul aspects to return home to you now, fully clean, cleared, and filtered, and set to the highest vibrational frequency for the timelines associated to that to start collapsing, and for your sovereignty to return. So I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light now.
Claim my sovereignty as a being of light now.
And allow this like rainbow diamond light to come into the crown. I'm just kind of doing a little upper chakra adjustment there. Okay, there we go. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
I reclaim my light. Wow, I can't even get it out of my mouth.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No, let that rainbow light come in the crown a little bit more, all the way into the heart. So let that rainbow light come all the way into the heart, all the way into the heart, all the way into the heart. Hold on. There we go. Let that rainbow light come into the heart. There you go. There you go. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
There you go. And how does that feel?
It feels amazing. It's just so you were so very specific in regards to what I've been going through. All of the things that you said, I have some Incan baggage apparently on my paternal side. So
Mm.
that long, long ages ago.
Goosebumps head to toe. And we're done.
Thank
We're
you
done.
so much. I
We're
really
done.
appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. We are done with the old world suffering, coding. We're done. And we you know, is it been, you know, easy being done and turning in our resignation papers? No, it's like we're turning in the pink slip and they're like, no, you can't quit. I'm like, oh yeah, I can. No, 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 you can't quit. Yes, we can. You know, it's like we're so much stronger than this energy, but the nature of this place and how dense and heavy it is, it can become like daunting because it's like, oh, what, well, I know I'm stronger, but why is nothing working, right? So
Yes.
the timelines that you have running now, affecting your abundance channels, also down to like 9,000 from over 50.
Wow.
And, you know, there's so
That's
many of us that are
fantastic.
such old souls. I mean, you know, I've seen over 1 million, you know, millions of timelines just in one chord. I mean, it's incredible how the numbers when I first started doing this were staggering to me. I'm like triple checking it, quadruple checking it. Like, is this, you know, I'm like doing my leaning muscle testing and my pendulums. Like, is this right? You know, and it's like, holy crap, we're so much older than we realize.
Mm.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful healing. The energy is so great. And thank you so much, Gretchen, for calling on me. I
You're,
appreciate it, both of you.
you're welcome, Cassie. Thanks for being here. I'm anxious to see how this works for you. Awesome. All right. I did see a question here. Is the goal to bring down the timelines to 0?
I don't know if I like like oh, the timelines that are affecting the abundance.
Yeah.
Um that's a good question. They're kind of saying, I'm asking the guides on this. Hold on. They're kind of saying that the ones the channels that we want open are the abundance channels flowing easily to us, right? So there might be, you know, so we want the 5, 10, 15 streams of abundance flowing to us. So there's kind of a couple ways to look at it. The density timelines we want to clear.
Mhm.
The positive timelines of all of the times where there was never any, like, of course, our birthright is of abundance. Those we're not working with. And then there's the streams of income coming to us, which kind of looks similar to these. That's why I'm trying to make sure I'm reading it right. So there's the positive timelines we're going to keep flowing. But yes, the ones that they're scanning now, we want to bring to 0.
Yeah, Linda,
Right.
Linda asked that right before you asked about, are there good timelines?
Yeah.
And so the follow-up question to that is, when you clear out the dense timelines and that heavy, dense energy, are we able to receive more information and more from the good timelines to kind of help us excel?
Yes. And those are in the timeline cord, in the cord clearing, the seeds are those
Good.
those good timelines. They are the soul wisdom. They are the soul gifts. They are the soul magic. They are the clairs. They are what we're meant to activate in this physical form. You know, we
Very.
are so much bigger. I mean, if our human brains would have a very hard time functioning in the world if we had, you know, millions of experiences floating in our heads 24/7. That's part of the reason why we have the veil,
Yes.
is so we are fully in this experience, having this experience. You know, it can be confusing. Let me raise my hand here. When
Everybody's
you know,
laughing.
are having past life memories your whole life and having deja vus your whole life, and, you know, reality being questioned and challenged because you do have physical concrete memories of other experiences beside this one. And, you know, it's taken me a whole lifetime to be fully in this world and in the other worlds and be completely at peace with it. You know,
Right.
at first it was pretty confusing. So, you know, there's a reason that you know, we do have the veil, so we're not processing all this information in this one vessel.
Yes. Barbara, I'm not sure what you're asking. Do you long distance? Do you scan in long distance? I think I mean, that's what you're doing now. Well, I'm not sure I understand, Barbara, exactly what you mean, if you can explain. In the meantime, I want to get back to scans, but I also want to go over the program, because I think this might answer a lot of questions for you guys. And also, as we go through scans, you can see if this is something that you're ready to jump in on. So, all right, lifereawakened.com/Tanja24A. You can click on it or copy and paste, or I'm going to share my screen so you guys can check it out. Tanja talk about her timeline ancestral clearing. Let me move this. Harness the quantum cords of light to clear and neutralize deep karmic patterns across all timelines and in all physical lifetimes your soul has experienced throughout history. Just so you know, we have a full pay and a 2-pay, so that is available with this program. I'll let you guys kind of read all through this information. Some really important bullets here: transform ancient patterns, reset your soul blueprint, accelerate your evolution, and break energy burdens. That's just a little bit about what happens in these with this program. So let me go here, Tanja, so you can see, and we can kind of go through what is involved in each one. Let me get down here. All right, I'll let you talk about just in general about quantum shifting and up-leveling and how this program kind of helps with all of that.
So it's a dynamic program. So I forget how many hours of total teaching and healing. We go through the whole modality, start to finish, from the inner child reclamation, healing the divine feminine and masculine, and really preparing the system to receive the cord clearing. So, you know, the whole first day of trainings in this is just preparing the field and the energy field and the body to receive the total timeline cleanse. And then the total timeline cleanse itself is a good long process. I want to say it's maybe 70 or 80 minutes total. So just being able to, you know, be able to listen to the whole thing at once in one sitting. If the energy does feel like extra intense, you can pause it and then come back maybe halfway through. But I highly recommend just, you know, putting it on before bed. You can fall asleep while you're listening to it. You'll receive whether you're awake or asleep. Some people just fall asleep right away, even if it's in the middle of the day, because, you know, it's working on so many levels. And it's, you know, and we'll be doing one of these live. So these are the pre-recorded ones. And then when we meet on the 1212 portal, we'll be doing one. And then the team says they have something special for the 21st, for the solstice ritual, in terms of integration support and being able to feel the long-term benefits of this work.
Awesome. So these are immersion 1 and immersion 2. So immersion 1 is the work that you need to do to get ready for the clearing. And so within each of these immersions, there's several, it's actually MP4s, they're videos. So there's several of them for you to go through and on each, in each immersion. So there's 1 and 2. And then we have the group healing sessions, which you just talked about, Tanja. One is on 12/12 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's on total timeline clearing for abundance and manifestation. And then there's a follow-up group session on 12/21, and that's solstice activation and live Q&A. And Tanja just told us something extra special. All right, and then we have this Healing Through the Ages Ancestral Activation Series. Can you talk about what these activation MP3s are?
So these are very magical. These are so they're visualizations, activations, downloads, clearings. all on different specific topics. And then my music wizard, dear friend, David, put custom frequencies in with each of these to amplify the receiving through the vibrational medicine of sound. So it's the vibrational medicine of the light language, it's the vibrational medicine of the sound, and it's the all the medicine from the team and all their channeled processes that have come through on these specific topics. So the galactic heart release is great for heart walls. You know, when we add the trauma imprints, that one is amazing for trauma. It's amazing for physical, you know, the challenges and inviting the body to, you know, sync up with your galactic heart and allow that higher self heart to start pouring its energy and its love into the spaces and places that are requesting healing, whether that be emotional, mental, physical, energetic, financial. So the heart meditation is just amazing. The Bridge of Light, that's a powerful activation that the team came in connecting to the highest realms of source, which they're calling 144th dimension, and really syncing up with that prime source energy, creator energy, great spirit energy. It's just powerful. Like, these are all so powerful. They're just like, if you feel energy, you can like tune into the frequency of each one and kind of feel, you know, what, you know, how much medicine is encoded in these is really very special. Forgiving the Matrix, that is a great one for releasing resistance. Right? Like when we're looking at stuck patterns and everything, I always am scanning for how much resistance is here, how much resistance is here. So that one is really good for, you know, bringing those resistances down and getting to that place of neutrality where, you know, the power of surrendering what is and accepting what is and forgiving what is really creates this beautiful blank slate to, you know, paint a new reality, weave a new reality, weave a highest timeline into being. The year of the wood dragon, that's a great one for this year of 8 that we're in, this abundance year, where, you know, this year was very much about flushing out that which has not been serving in our abundance spaces. So, you know, we've had to take some, you know, we're calling in for more. Okay, what's preventing that? So a lot of that resistance to receiving, the receiving blocks have been coming, you know, up so we can clear them so we can receive more, have our missions fully resourced and financed, and the things that are preventing that from happening very much have come to the surface this year for a lot of people, sensitives, and, you know, just everyday, you know, life has been hard for a lot of people this year. So this activation takes us to a beautiful healing temple underneath Mount Shasta, where I've activated in person a whole bunch of my crystals, and I had like a beautiful crystal grid around me while I was recording this, and the guides take us on a beautiful dragon journey into this intergalactic temple underneath Mount Shasta.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yes.
All right. And
We had to
then
do a lot of fun traveling and in the processes and the work. The guides, like, I'll hang up calls sometimes. I'm like, wow, did that really just happen? Like, oh my gosh. And especially when you can like see it and feel it, and there's so much stuff happening. It's really incredible.
that's very cool.
Yes.
All right, guys. Then there's a 45-minute one-on-one session with Tanja. So Tanja, tell them a little bit about what happens in these sessions.
Well, you can imagine. I mean, look at what we've done in just the scans. Like, the team does a lot, and especially I do recommend listening to the timeline cleanse before doing this, because we'll be able to really hone in on, okay, what aspect may not have grabbed onto the cord and what's going on there. Is there, you know, a stuck part somewhere that just needs to be rescued and brought free? I've seen soul retrieval pieces where there's been a soul aspect that was literally under lock and key by like hundreds of entities saying, no, you can't. And it's like, no, 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 blow them away. Like we call in the cavalry and excavate that part, get it free, and be able to have that aspect also join, inviting all aspects of you onto the healing team, letting them know why that it's time to let the past go and step into the higher timelines that we are ready to experience in the physical. And so we will, look at those places that have resistance, maybe running, look at places that might not have hopped on the cord and why, and really just take the work that is already encoded in this system and just take it further.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm telling you, this is a jam-packed program. This is really jam-packed. So there's 60 days remote healing as well included. So Tanja, what happens during this time with you?
Oh my goodness. So this and the limited time bonus here, I'm so excited about. So I'm going to be doing a remote opening up this container for everyone individually. So I'm going to tune into your energy. I'm going to get my cards around, like kind of pull a couple cards and see what the energy is wanting to share with you. I'm going to just, do a audio clip of what cards come up, what energy I'm getting. But what I'm looking for is, are you fully open to receive all of the magic that is in this bundle? Right. And so any receiving blocks, if your feet chakras are closed, if you've got gunk in your crown that isn't letting stuff in, I'm going to be able to see that right away and make sure that your remote energy healing container is set to receive at the highest level for you for the entire duration of the 60-day container. And then, and everybody's going to get that audio recording. They're probably going to be about maybe, 10, 15 minutes each. Audio message, and that the container is open and set for the next 60 days to be in that full receiving mode. And if there's any insights in terms of a daily practice of just plugging into your remote healing container, that will help you. But the team of light will be there 24/7 helping you with this work, right? Like we said, we don't want to do a million lifetimes worth of stuff in 10 minutes. So they're really going to help with making sure that everything is received and processed with as little intensity as possible, but also very thoroughly and effectively, right? So whether they put you in like Tesla med beds for the night, which are fun. Sometimes they show me these like rainbow plasma Tesla med beds that they put around everyone at night, while they're sleeping, enhanced dreams, but just know that you're being held in the space of the team of lights that work with me, the various star kingdoms, various all pure love, pure light, interdimensional, multidimensional, extra dimensional, just all of the teams that are here are holding you in this healing space for 60 days.
Love that. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
So the 60-day, the remote healing begins 48 hours after purchase. And just so you guys know, let me get down here. The bonus that she talked about, the personalized energy clearing and card reading, that's only available for the next like 48 hours as well. So this offer is running through the end of the day, Wednesday. So you have until Wednesday to grab this extra piece that where you get that custom information that Tanja has shared, and that reading will be delivered within 2 weeks of purchase. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yep.
good? That's
Yep.
right. Okay.
Yep, that's right.
All right,
Yeah,
and
I
there's
mean,
one-
if and I will open it within 48 hours. I'll have the reading done within a couple weeks though. So
Perfect.
depending on, I don't want to
Yes.
burn my candle at 20 ends either. So I'll be guided to, I'll make sure it's open. I'll make sure it's flowing. If for some reason it's not opening and flowing, then I'll probably do the reading and do that right away just to make sure it is up and running within the first 2 days. But those will that would probably be a rare because everybody here is like, receive, receive, receive. I'm open, I'm open, I'm open, right? So, you know, if there's a hiccup with getting your remote energy healing container open within those 48 hours, then I might do the reading sooner just to make sure it's open and ready to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And then there's one final bonus. It's a guided inner child healing journey. So that's an MP3 that Tanja recommends that you use prior to your one-on-one session with Tanja. So you'll have that guided meditation as well.
I would actually recommend doing that first
Oh, before anything?
before anything.
Oh, well, there you go. I need to change that then. That's important.
Yeah, no,
So
that
this
they
is
just
like
popped
step
in and
one.
said, actually, that's a good one to just get because we don't realize how much our inner littles. I keep saying, New Earth, please, first day of college, heal your inner child 101, or even better, not have to get into college needing all this inner child healing. That many of us have inner child aspects that was really hard landing on Earth and getting our footing here this time around. And so supporting those inner aspects that got, you know, kind of lost along the way is such powerful work to help in the here and now, because that healing moves up the whole timeline of this lifetime. So when we reclaim the sovereignty of our first breath, for instance, that healing of reclaiming the sovereignty of our first breath goes all the way forward throughout all our life until this now moment.
Mm.
And this healing helps to restore those aspects.
All of that. Very good. Very, very good. All right, guys. So you can read through the rest of that. I'm just letting you know here the price through the end of the day Wednesday is $247. So that will include all of the immersions, immersion 1 and 2, with all of those MP4s inside of there, the 2 live group healing sessions, the ancestral activation series, Healing Through the Ages, your one-on-one session with Tanja, 45-minute session, 60 days remote healing, the bonus guided inner child healing journey, and then the limited time bonus, which is the personalized energy clearing and card reading. Again, it's $247. There is a full pay and a pay in 2 as well. So there you have it. What a massive program. What an amazing you just have so much in here. So I'm so excited for all of you that join in on this. So here's the link again. I see a couple people asking. It's lifereawakened.com/Tanja24A. You can copy and paste, or you can click on it and get to it that way, as well as the replay email will have it in as well. So the MP3s, Patricia, yeah, it's 2 pay. So it should be, so after the second pay is when you can, after the second payment goes through, just so everybody knows this with the 2 pay option, after the second payment goes through, you can download the MP3s. So you can listen to them on our platform. You just can't download them until the second payment goes through. And the one-on-one session can't be scheduled until the second payment goes through, but you can do everything else. The 60-day remote works, you know, that will start right away. The group sessions, you can do that. So you just, the one-on-one session, you'll get a link for that after the second payment, just so you all know that. And so Joan, other payment plans, we can definitely look into that, Joan. If you email me, or email me. I'll put my email address in here. And I will talk to Tanja after this call and we'll see what we can do with that. Question for you, Tanja.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recommend everybody going through the immersions before the live group, the first live group call?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do it before the session for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the day 2 of the immersion. That one is, you know, it's not required, but it will help you to receive the most for the one-to-one time.
It makes sense because
Yeah.
you know, you do what can be done, right? With clearing the timelines that can be done on your own, and then working with you to really kind of go into the deep ones that are lurking that can't be found. So that
Yeah.
makes sense. So what do we need to do before 12/12? Amanda, so that's why I just asked if you had to go through the immersions before 12/12. You do not have to. Just make sure you go through it before your one-on-one session with Tanja. All right. That's all I have. It was a beautiful, beautiful package. I love that. So let's do some more scans. You ready for that?
Awesome.
All right. And I see Joan saying, I love working with Tanja. All right, Sarah, you are up next for your scan, my dear.
Hello, thank you so much. So happy to be here.
You're
Hi, Sarah.
welcome.
How are you?
I am good, thank you.
All right. So, pink light in the feet.
Mm.
Connecting with Pachamama, the heart of Mother Earth, New Earth consciousness, inversion free, distortion free. I'm willing to remember that I am a daughter of the divine. And allowing your feet to just soak up like roots of a tree, this beautiful pink light, and letting that pink light go all the way up into your heart. Beautiful. About 25,000 timelines affecting the abundance channels. About 4 dominant timelines coming forward that are affecting them the most. 2 on Earth, 2 off Earth. And all 4 are stuck. So all 4, like when I ask them, okay, time to go home, there's all 4, there's energy holding them back. So I'm going to ask Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael and Archangel Sandalphon and Uriel, Archangel Uriel, to work their magic to free those 4 up. Hold on. And breathe in that pink light to the 3rd eye. Are you feeling any constriction here with this?
I feel a little constriction, maybe in my throat actually.
Okay. Yeah, just see this like pink light in the forehead, pink light in the throat. There we go. Calling all parts of you back to you now, fully clean, cleared, and filtered, and set to the highest vibrational frequency for your ultimate, highest, and best good. It is safe to remember the miracle of who you are. It is safe to bring in the bigness of your light, It is safe to own the magic that you have brought to Earth by choosing to come to Earth at this time. You are bringing magic to the planet from 8 different star systems, just with your first breath on this plane. And it is safe to remember that magic, that power, that brilliance that came with you. They're showing me like just the waves and waves of magic and medicine that traveled throughout the cosmos to be born with you. And it is safe to remember this magic. Whew, amazing. There you go. I reclaim the sovereignty of my heart. I reclaim the sovereignty of my throat. I reclaim the sovereignty of my third eye. I reclaim the sovereignty of my crown. I reclaim the sovereignty of my solar plex. I reclaim the sovereignty of my sacral. I reclaim the sovereignty of my root. I reclaim the sovereignty of my full spectrum channel of light. I am a pillar of light and form. Whew, and we're going to call all of those parts, especially those 4 timelines, back to you now, fully clean, cleared, and filtered. Whew. I reclaim my sovereignty as a pillar of light in form now. Go ahead.
I reclaim my sovereignty as a pillar of light in form now.
Ah, how does that feel?
That was amazing. Thank you so. I really felt that.
Hooey! And thank you for,
you.
all of you. Thank you for bringing the magic and the miracles from so many places and spaces onto Earth right now. We are all so needed. And
Thank you.
oh, that was amazing. So the timelines now, after that, affecting your abundance channel, 2000.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this work. It's quick. It doesn't,
Mm.
it's like we don't need to do 30 years of stuff in 30 years. Like we can shorten the time when the foundational work has been done, which you have done. Your inner child is so happy, by the way, Sarah. She's
Oh.
she's waving, saying thank you for all the attention.
Oh,
Mm. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're
good
welcome.
job, Sarah. How you feeling?
My heart feels really open and I feel a lot of joy. So I'm really
Oh,
grateful.
everybody's, I'm smiling and I see Yvonne has a big smile on too. So that's awesome. We feel your joy, Sarah. Thanks for
Thank,
being here.
thank you.
I love how fast. Okay, so just picture this guy. I mean, that was like maybe 4 minutes, maybe at the most. Can you imagine what happens in 45 minutes with your session, with the session with Tanya? And know that a lot, I would assume the timelines that you're clearing in these quick little scans can be done. A lot of that is what's done in the immersions, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So then it's those extra 4,000, 2,000 or whatever that's left is really what you can get in when you do a session with you.
Yeah.
I would.
And I asked my team to grid it all for the most current energies available on the planet. So I went into the recordings energetically and just up leveled them with all of the plasma we've been getting, with the solar activity, the space weather, the timeline shifts that have already happened with New Earth consciousness coming more and more online. So just since the last eclipse cycles in the last couple of months, there's been so much. So I made sure the team went in there and brought in all the newest energies that are available on planet as of, today
Awesome. I love
or
that.
yesterday when I did that. Yeah. But
So
yeah.
much fun. All right. Let's take another caller. Wilma, you are up next.
Hi, Wilma.
Hello. Hi, I'm so excited to be here. I was on your first call from way back and from heartache to joy, so I'm so happy to see you back here. It's amazing. I'm excited and waiting for you to scan me.
Awesome. So again with the feet, so and everybody is receiving the feet work for sure. Like as I'm working with opening up the feet gateways, that everyone is welcome to fully receive the parts. It's really some of the timeline work that's specific for each person. So rainbow light coming in from the feet. So rainbow plasmic light and allowing the Divine Mother, there's some heart walls here. Hold on. I'm just going to ask for that to get cleaned up first. Okay, there you go. Rainbow light coming up through the feet, open to receive. How many timelines affecting Wilma's abundance spaces? About 8,000. 2 coming up forward right away. 1, like this very like Mother Teresa energy in like a very ancient wise soul, like indigenous woman, her whole life just in service, and just this the love. And I'm here to give, in that lifetime, I'm here to give, and through giving I receive. But even receiving anything was very hard for you in that lifetime. Very hard. It was like, I am here just to give, and I'll receive just the bare minimum that I need to survive. So that's the first timeline there I'm seeing. And, hair all the way past her ankles, just such ancient medicine woman in that lifetime. Nordic, that feels like I'm seeing a lot of Nordic energy there as well. The other timeline is off planet. So we're just going to ask, and the other one is stuck. So there's some very specific team being put together okay, whew. And asking for those parts to go to the light. And for those aspects to return to you fully clean, cleared, and filtered. And set to the highest vibrational frequency for your ultimate highest and best good. And rainbow light in the crown, all the way into the heart. There you go. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
Yay! How does that feel?
That felt amazing. When you cleared the heart walls, I felt so much energy blazing out from my heart. And when you mentioned the first timeline with using Mother Teresa, I had chills and goosebumps all over my body. And when you said that I want to give, it's true. I feel that energy. And in giving, I receive. And I felt a definite no, I'm not receiving. And then when you mentioned about just enough, that's exactly what I'm living in this timeline, is enough to keep a roof over my head. So I'm so, so grateful to see what this has opened up. Like there's so much energy even running up my legs right now, Tanya. It's like something has definitely shifted for me.
Good. I'm
Ooh.
actually like there's this amazing.
Very
Feels
good.
like it's going to continue for some reason. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Wilma, for being here.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Very cool. Somebody's asked.
And there was from 8,000. I forgot to check afterwards. Hold on. How many now? About 1,000.
Wow.
So from 8 to 1.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's like, thank you, team. That's where I got teary-eyed, because it's like, oh, this is incredible.
That's so cool. Someone's asking about the private session. Is it recorded?
Most of the time, and occasionally the team will say we don't need to trap that energy on a recording. And if that happens, then they will tap me on the shoulder when we can start the recording. If something is meant to be released, if there's, a generational entity or something funky, it's like, no, we're going to wait to record until that's clear. Those are rare instances, but yes, otherwise they are absolutely recorded.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, let's do like 2 more. We got April up next.
Hello.
Hello.
Feet gateway again.
You're there.
Everybody, I think when we do the process today, we're gonna have to start with the feet.
Yes.
Because it's safe to receive, right?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So this green color, bring that green color into the feet. A bright green. And I give my heart permission to heal.
I give my heart permission to heal.
And just feel, where does that not feel true in the physical body when you say that?
Solar plexus.
Yes, yes. So hold on, inner child piece here. So I'm just going to ask for that to be softened. No, it can be released. So we're going to ask for that to be alchemized in the purest divinity now, please. Thank you for your ultimate highest and best good now. Okay, there are some tears there that will want to come out at some point.
Yeah.
And we all have tears. So, but these feel pretty like they've been stuck there for a while.
Yeah.
And bring in that green energy again through the feet all the way up. There you go. And it's safe to receive. There we go. Oh no, 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 no. Ah, I'm hearing that, like, there's a message of it really is going to be more than okay. Whatever's going on.
Okay.
It really is going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earth School's not for wussies. Especially during a Kali Yuga as a multidimensional, highly sensitive person. This can be a very hard place for us sweet, gentle souls. Yeah. So about 5,500 timelines affecting the abundance space. About 10 of them are like taproots. Team is saying like 2 at a time. So they're also saying if you do decide to do the package, to take it slow.
Okay.
Don't, just take it, don't rush it. Let the energies, sometimes that less is more, let the energies run and work. That class 2, you'll probably want to listen to like once a week for maybe 8 weeks.
Okay.
But there's some really, you're doing a really powerful work. It's just been a lot, and they just want, they're letting me know that it's going to be like, 15% each time you listen to that. It's not going to be like one of those 100% clearings in once. It's that kind of slow and steady gets it done, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So for here and now, they're putting you in a like a rainbow bubble. And we're clearing like 2 timelines here and inviting those soul aspects to come back home to your heart. And I want to bring some like unicorn sparkles with it.
Oh.
And just that everything is going to be all okay. Like it really is. And just blowing away some of the density and the collective chaos and the intensity. It's like, feeling everything so intensely, this divine detachment, and having some neutrality about the phase that Earth is in. You're a global empath, so you're really feeling everything. And so this is kind of coming in and as a bubble, so you're not absorbing it all,
Okay.
right? Just like a nice boundary. Whew. There we go. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light and form now.
I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
Hold on. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light now, in form now.
I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
There you go. There you go. How does that feel?
A lot released. There's tears too.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not alone. Sometimes it can feel like that. I'm not saying that's how you feel, but
No.
saying that it's just what's it's like it's a reminder to all of us that we are not alone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Sending a big hug.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate you and Gretchen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, April, for being here. Awesome. Big work. Big work today, everybody. Good
Yeah.
job. Very, very good. All right, let's take another caller and then we'll do the process. Is that good?
Yes.
All right. Kathy, you are up next, Kathy, with an I.
Thank you. Hello.
I knew you were gonna call her. It's great.
That's so funny. I worked with you. I guess when you were first on this show, and I think it was like, God, it's coming up a few years now. I don't know. I'm losing track of time, linear time.
Yeah. All right, feet chakras.
Okay.
Feet gateways. Purple for your feet. Actually, your feet want purple.
Ooh.
Like that royal purple, deep purple. I'm willing to remember the wisdom of the ancients, of your healed ancestors. There's an ancestral knowledge and wisdom coming up through the feet. Whew. Little air medicine there. All right. There you go. Open to receive. Yeah, about 45,000 timelines affecting the abundance. All us ancient souls here gathered. About 4, 5, 4, 3, 4 that are ready to, they're kind of some of the tap roots that are ready. Get those channels open now, please. Thank you. All of them are ready to go to the light, forgiving and releasing everything that was there. Sending that frequency of Ho'oponopono to those 4 timelines. There is some heart walls there as well. Ooh, yeah. There we go. Calling all of those parts back to you now, fully clean, cleared, and filtered, and set to the highest vibrational frequency for your ultimate, highest, and best good. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light in form now.
I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light and form now.
There you go. How's that feel?
Oh, feels good. When you said that the purple was coming up through my feet, purple wanted to come, I was like, ooh. And then all of a sudden I was getting this cramp up the left side of my leg. I was like, oh no, what is that?
So that usually that's like where the energy isn't flowing.
Okay.
So let's ask for that left side.
It feels getting better.
Yeah. But that divine feminine side, right? The mother
Right.
side.
Mhm.
That and connecting to, being a daughter of the cosmos and a daughter of this realm. There's where we are earth, we are air, we are fire, we are water, we are earth, we are air, we are fire, we are water, we are earth, we are air, we are water, we are fire, we are earth, we are air, we are fire, we are water, we are earth. Whew. We are source in form. There we go. And I am a daughter of Pachamama. And I allow that beautiful purple light to turn on all my feminine receiving receptors. There we go. I reclaim my inner goddess. I reclaim the sovereignty of my womb, sacral chakra, root, solar plexus. There we go. I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light and form now.
I reclaim my sovereignty as a being of light and form now.
Okay, how does that feel?
Oh, feels good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks, Kathy, for being here.
Thanks, Gretchen.
You're very welcome. All right, my dear Tanja, let me just put this out there so everybody has it, because after the process, I don't want to be back into my talking brain. So here we go, because I want to enjoy this as well. So guys, lifereawakened.com/Tanja24A. You can copy it and paste that, click on it. If you're interested in joining this program, all of the bonuses, the price, and all of that is available through Wednesday. So you have till Wednesday to get that. So make sure you grab that. So Tanja, I will let you do a quick process with us, and thank you for everything you've done with us here today. Really appreciate you.
Yes, and I forget what we had written down that we were going to do today, but I sure am feeling the feet.
Go for it.
So that's was there another note there? That's
I don't
okay.
think so. You
Okay,
do
cool.
whatever you feel called to do, my dear.
Yeah. So, and abundance. So abundance codes. Yeah. Okay. So everybody just breathing out all of the amazing energies, knowing that whether your, hand, your question was answered, your scan happened or not, that you were receiving, and just asking the team to support on some of those taproot timelines in this here and now moment for each and every person on live and on replay. Thank you. It's safe to receive. My capacity to receive expands infinitely like the universe. It is safe to receive, to drop the density of this world, to drop the density of this plane, to drop to the density of the matrix. It is safe to receive and let go of the weight, the heaviness. And I want everyone to imagine these really beautiful, bright gold roots. Maybe it's another color, but I'm seeing bright golden roots growing out of your feet. Clearing anything under the Earth Star gateway / chakra, and anything underneath the Earth Star gateway or chakra that's preventing those roots from going down, 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 down. And connecting to the waters underneath you. Somewhere underneath you is water. And just allowing this universal, infinite life force energy to come up into your body. Universal elixir of life, fountain of youth, vitality codes, health, joy, peace, balance, freedom, sovereignty, up. And connecting those roots all the way into the core of Pachamama, the core of Mother Earth. Syncing up with the highest timeline for the collective, the highest timeline for humanity, the highest blueprint point for you in the heart of Mother Earth, distortion-free, inversion-free, and just allowing the false matrices to fall away. Allowing the false matrices to fall away. Allowing the false matrices to unhook from the throat, the heart, the solar plex, the sacral, and the root. Divine detachment for the current phases that humanity is going through in this end of an era. And connecting your crown, third eye, and heart, high heart, to that 144th dimensional realm now. Seeing this beautiful crystalline pyramid structure coming above your head. Could be as big as you'd like. The average size is maybe 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet. And allowing this light from the highest realms of intelligence, universal life force energy, great spirit, to drop a light in the top of that pyramid that fractals out into rainbow plasma. And for custom abundance codes for your day, for your week, for the rest of the year, and starting to think, it's January 1st, New Year's Eve, December 31st. I am so grateful to be doing this. I am so grateful to be sharing this. I am so grateful to be enjoying this. Like in this here and now moment, just declaring that intention. And then allowing your higher self, my team of light, and your own to create a beautiful alchemy coating in this pyramid to drop down into your crown. All the energy to easily be a vibrational alignment, in vibrational alignment to that which you are calling. Some energy leaving the left temple, some energy leaving the back of the head, some energy leaving the right side, energy leaving the neck, just allowing whatever energy is leaving to leave. Dropping in the coding, dropping in the coding, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
Mm,
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Tanja. Let's all show Tanja our gratitude. Send her lots of love and hearts. Show her how much we appreciate her. Tanja, thank you so much for being with us today. Really, really loved every minute of this. You're absolutely beautiful, your energy and you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Giving everyone a big hug. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, Tanja.
Bye.